Today we need to get into Jung Kook being shamed online over something a fan did. We also need to get into Dispatch apparently leaking Jung Kook's girlfriend or fake girlfriend in a cafe and how this relates to Jung Kook getting attacked now. And then we also have a photo of Jung Kook holding hands with a special someone that is going viral. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Make sure you join us fangirling on Patreon, and let's go. The first thing we need to get into is a photo of Jung Kook holding hands with a special someone, and this is going viral. This is absolutely hilarious and we need to talk about it. So first off, if you're unaware about what the fandom likes to do and these types of photos that they like to edit, let's jump into that real quick. The community loves to edit photos where you see the members being romantic with someone and having fun even in moments where the members are being romantic to each other. However, that's not specifically what we're talking about today. This is such a big deal that over in the UK, there was even this comedy show that, as a joke, edited Beyonce and Jung Kook together and claimed that the two were married. And the reason why this went viral is because the community does this already. So this just felt like something that an ARMY or a BTS fan would do, and it was put into a mainstream thing. So when it came out recently that someone edited a picture of Jung Kook and Kendall Jenner of the Kardashians, people thought this was absolutely hilarious. So it was a black and white photo. The two were holding hands and people just thought this was so funny. Now, the reason why a lot of people were talking about this, or even some people were talking about this at all, is because the photo looked real and people don't know who the Jenners are. And I don't mean people in general. I mean a lot of people in the BTS fandom aren't aware of who the Jenners are or who every Kardashian member is. And so they see a pretty girl, they see Jung Kook holding hands in a fairly realistic photo, and they think that it's real. And I can't really blame them, right? It looks very real, and if I didn't know who Kendall Jenner was either, I would think that this was real too. Now, there are definitely a lot of people in the community who know who Kendall Jenner is. I'm not trying to deny that, but I think a lot of people in the community kind of live in this bubble where they don't really know anything else outside of BTS and then outside of K-pop. And that's okay. But then that makes it very easy for things like this to be believed in as real. And then of course, even if people did know who Kendall Jenner was, they would also probably believe that it was real because they'll be like, oh, well, Kendall Jenner probably would date Jung Kook, and then this would be real. But not to be like that, but if you look at Kendall Jenner's dating history, she has likely never dated anyone that is similar to Jung Kook, to put it lightly. It seems as if she has a specific type, and by specific type, I mean either athletes or musicians, and none of them are Asian. And this also goes back to this idea where I think a lot of people think that any girl in the industry, if given the opportunity, they would date a BTS member. And to me, personally, I don't agree. I really still feel like there's a lot of stigma with dating Asian men, and a lot of people outside of K-pop lovers are against dating Asian men. That is a stigma that a lot of Asian men are going to fight their entire life. And when I see posts like this, and there's nothing wrong with this particular post, but when I see comments or people who think it's real or whatever, it kind of makes me feel like they feel that it's no longer an issue when the Asian men who are experiencing this are still saying that it's an issue. It's just that no one believes them. For example, I can say this thought where there's a lot of people who are very racist and are against dating Asian men, and then I'll get a lot of people responding and saying, well, I like Asian men, or I've never heard someone say that about Asian men before. You're making this up, or whatever it is. And nothing wrong with those comments, because that's coming from someone's belief. They believe they've never heard that before, and that's their experience. However, from my experience and from the Asian men that I've spoken to, the experience is that they do get treated unfairly. And don't just take my word for it. Genuinely, if you write up things on YouTube like, would you date an Asian guy, or does race play into a factor with dating, I think you'll find the answer to this. And I think a lot of people are very open to this idea that people can be racist and not want to date a black person, and then that's kind of like a widely accepted thing where people are like, yeah, that happens and is racist. But I feel like people then don't think that that happens to Asian men, or think that if they don't like Asian men, it's just a preference and isn't racist. You can't have a preference for a specific race and then say that that's not racist, because what are you not liking about the other races? Is it that you just look at someone's skin color and then you say that that skin color isn't attractive, or are you looking at that person's facial features and then finding that unattractive, even though the majority of people in that race might have that facial feature? And then why are you not liking that specific feature? Like, I fully believe if you say that you only date people with blue eyes, that is a form of racism, because the other races in the world can never ever have blue eyes. So what is it about blue eyes that is the only thing you'll ever be attracted to? This isn't coming for anyone. I really don't care what your specific preferences are, but if you do have those sorts of things, the whole point that I'm trying to get here is to have an internal dialogue with yourself and also to have a conversation about this. And if it comes down to the fact that your preference happens to be something that is your true preference, if it's not changing, then it's not changing. There's nothing you can do about that, but be aware. And that's all I'm saying. But anyway, I think I've kind of digressed from the point or from the story quite a bit. So let's get back on track and talk about a funny moment that happened recently over on Weverse. Now, Weverse was founded by HYBE and the BTS members. If you're unaware, and quite honestly, you could not be aware, because if you're newly joining K-pop, then you might have thought that that's just kind of a website that all K-pop idols are in, because right now it's filled with so many different idols. However, it was originally founded by BTS, and originally it was just BTS that was on there. So the community for that platform is going to be heavily skewed to just the BTS members, and a lot of them that are used to how BTS used to run the platform. So BTS, they updated regularly, and not only that, the community or the fandom would post quite frequently there. The members of BTS would also interact with the posts there, which then encouraged more people to post. So you could kind of build your own friends and community over there, and people all kind of chat with each other, which is very nice. So it wasn't just like a platform where you would like tweet at your favorite celebrity and then maybe get a response or maybe not, and then you're just tweeting for the sake of tweeting. With Weverse, you could actually kind of make friends and stuff, maybe even share the albums you buy, stuff like that. Someone actually went over to LE SSERAFIM's group page and they left a comment that was basically saying that this particular page is boring. No one's really talking to each other. The only pictures that are on here are pictures of the members, like them taking selfies. And then what was even more hilarious about this is one of the members actually responded and said, huh? Now the person who wrote this had a Jung Kook profile picture, which kind of scared a little bit of people over on Twitter, because people were scared that LE SSERAFIM's fandom would probably go and attack Jung Kook now. And yeah, that does happen sometimes. And because of what one fan does sometimes, this can then cause the celebrity to get hate from fandom of another group. And people are sort of holding their breath for a mass shaming soon. There was also a funny picture that came out recently, and there's a lot of conspiracy theories about this. And I will talk about this and then talk about how it relates to Jung Kook. Some of you might know that this beautiful actress that played Jung Kook's girlfriend in Seven is named Han So-hee. Now, Han So-hee was recently seen in Hawaii with her boyfriend, and these paparazzi photos came out where she was kind of walking alongside her boyfriend, and it said that it was taken by Dispatch. Now, Dispatch also credited the name of the photographer who took the photo, and then people saw that the name of the photographer who took the paparazzi photo was also the name that took Han So-hee's professional photo shoots in the past in a cafe. So people were a little suspicious as to who this photographer was, and also people were saying that she might have connections to Dispatch. And of course, this tends to make a little bit more sense, as just because Han So-hee is believed to be in Hawaii doesn't necessarily mean that a photographer is going to know her exact location, because Hawaii is huge. And I'm not 100% saying that this is her situation, but I'm saying celebrities do this all the time. They call the paparazzi to get more press. And why not? If you're just hanging out in Hawaii and not doing anything, why not use that as an opportunity to get more press? Now, if allegedly this was something that she orchestrated, of course it backfired, because now no one is really paying attention about her or her boyfriend, but people are paying attention about her connection to Dispatch. This also, of course, makes people believe that Jung Kook could have a connection to Dispatch as well, which makes people feel like he's fake. And I've said so before. A lot of times when paparazzi are called, they're called by the celebrity themselves, or it's called on by the label themselves. This is because how on earth does the paparazzi know where the celebrity is going to be? Like, this is a question that no one ever asks. There are so many places celebrities can be. How does the paparazzi know exactly in the exact location and at the exact time in which the celebrity is going to be at a specific place? Do you ever just randomly run into a celebrity? For most of us, no. And I live in New York. This doesn't make anyone fake. This doesn't make anyone a bad person. This is just what it's like in entertainment. People do this all the time because we get entertained by those stories. So if a celebrity knows that they could potentially make headlines for doing something that they're going to do anyway, and they think that it's just going to be interesting for their viewers to read about in the headlines, then they might leak that to the paparazzi. The celebrity gets a little bit more press and exposure, and the news article gets content to write about. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out Patreon for more videos. Link down below. Links to this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.